In the Middle Ages, going to the toilet was a deadly danger. And no, I'm not exaggerating. Today, you have hot water, a flushing toilet, and a hygienic environment. But in the Middle Ages, things were a bit tougher. Would you believe me if I told you kings died in the toilet, enemies attacked through the sewers, and people threw their waste out of windows? Get ready, because your perspective on toilets is about to change. In the Middle Ages, modern toilets didn't exist. Castles had special toilet rooms called garderobes, but these rooms were simply holes in the castle walls that opened directly to the outside. So, after you finished your business inside, the waste would drop straight down, usually into moats or open fields. But here's the real problem. These open toilets were noticed by the enemies too. Some brave attackers, instead of entering the castle through the gate, preferred to enter through the sewers. Yes, you heard that right. Enemy soldiers would get used to the foul smells and sneak into the castle through the sewers. Now that's a truly stomach-churning battle tactic. Toilets were not only filled with bad smells, but also with deathly danger. For example, Bavarian King Wenceslaus II fell ill while in the toilet and died after falling into the water. Another unfortunate king, King Philip III of France, passed away after an accident in the toilet. So being a medieval king was tough already, but dying in the toilet? That's truly tragic. Of course, kings didn't face these difficulties alone. For example, in medieval England, kings had a special servant known as the groom of the stool. This person was responsible for cleaning the king's toilet. But here's the interesting part. This servant was one of the king's most trusted individuals. Since the king was alone while using the toilet, secret matters were often discussed with this servant. In other words, the person who knew the king's most private secrets was actually the toilet servant. How about adding royal toilet assistant to your CV? In the Middle Ages, it wasn't just castles. Cities were a complete hygiene disaster too. Why? Because there were no waste systems. So people would empty their waste out of windows, either at night or early in the morning. But there was a rule. They had to shout, "Gardez l'eau," which means, "Watch out, water's coming." But of course, sometimes, people couldn't time it right. And that's when someone walking down the street might experience a strange surprise. While walking in the street, you had to look up at the windows, not at the sky. To those who downplay modern toilets and sewage systems, let us tell you, if you lived in the Middle Ages, you would have had to fight hygiene battles every single day to survive. So, living in the Middle Ages? Thanks, but I'll stick to my modern toilet. If this information entertained and shocked you, don't forget to subscribe to our channel.